Got to give the people, get a people, whoa, 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 what they want. 2020, Bass right here in these streets, about to do some serious factoring work. Write this down when I'm checking the notes today. I will be looking for the words along with the work. Factoring polynomials part 1, finding a GCF. So you need to find the GCF and factor this right here. We did this in class today, so I want you to try it before me. Hopefully, you've recognized that the GCF between 15, 5, and negative 70 is a 5. So I could pull a 5 out of each of those. So 15 divided by 5, that leaves 3x squared. 5 divided by 5, that leaves 1x. 70 divided by 5. Ooh, I don't know what that is off the top of my head. What is 70 divided by 5? You guys probably know. 14. Okay? So, I end up with 5 times 3x squared plus 1x minus 14. That means there are two factors. If I wanted to do this, I have the factor of this, and I have the factor of this. These are my two factors right here, okay? Hopefully you did that before me. Hopefully this part is not throwing you for a loop, but if it is, you need to come talk to me. All right, so factor this next one. Example 2. It says 16x squared minus 40x. Go ahead and factor that and tell me what your two factors would be. Cool. Hopefully you just paused it and did that. And hopefully you'll see between 16, well, I know 40, 8 goes into 16, 8 goes into 40. Boom, I think it's going to be an 8. So I can take an 8 out of both 16 and 40, but you can't forget I have an x squared and an x. So I can pull an x out of that. So I end up with 2x minus 40 divided by 8 is 5, and so it's just actually 2x minus 5. So my factors of this are 8x and 2x minus 5. So these are my two factors, okay? For your homework, you had a handout. So the homework handout homework handout on separate paper. So it's not going to be in your notebook. It's going to be on separate paper. You're going to do numbers 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. Just factor using the GCF. That's all you got to do with that. So that's the easy part of this. Now, let's get to the fun stuff. And this part you have done before as well, but you might not remember it quite as much. Factoring quadratic trinomials. A recap. Okay? So now with this one, we're going to make some connections. So we're going to use the area model. We're going to use the area model to support. Again, I'm going to be looking for these words. Let me check my timing. It's not going to tell me. We're going to use the area model for support. So let's start here. What if I asked you, use the area model to multiply 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. Use the area model, draw the boxes, and multiply those right here. You should do it before me, but 2x plus 3, 1x minus 1, 2x squared. This makes negative 2x. This makes 3x, and this makes minus 3. Okay? And then we see that when I put all that together, right, it becomes the quadratic trinomial of 2x squared. Put these like terms together right here, which gives me a plus 1x minus 3. Okay? So we've seen that these two things are equivalent. And we're going to notice some connections right here. First thing I want you to notice 2x squared, that first term, is always going to go in that box. Notice that negative 3, that last term, is always going to go in that box. Okay? This is, I'm going to put this in here. This is box 1, box 2, box 3, and box 4. All right, so I'm going to refer to box numbers. Those are the box numbers, right? So this one goes in box 1. That's always going to happen. This goes in box 4. Always. That's one of the first things that I want you to notice. Okay, so this is our notice number 1. Okay? Now notice about box 2 and 3. Look at box 2 and 3 here. You don't need to circle them, but look at box 2 and 3. Notice that box 2 times box 3, right? This is what? Negative 6x squared is the same as box 1 times box 4. Box 2 and box 3 are always the same as box 1 times box 4. This is always true. So this is our notice number 2. Box 2 and 3 is the same as box 1 and box 4 when you multiply them. There is a notice number 3. Now, look at our middle term. This term of 1x, okay? This middle term is the same as box 2 plus box 3. So, box 2 plus box 3 is always equal to the middle term. And that's our notice number 3. These are 3 very important things that will always happen when we're dealing with quadratic trinomials. 3 terms, quadratics that are 3 terms, okay? So now let's use this information to actually factor something. I'm going to stop this video right here so I don't go over time, and you'll see the second part coming up.